Hey guys, what's going on? Sherman here. I had a question the other day on Instagram. Somebody asked me if I had a video showing this, and I don't currently. So I thought I'd go ahead, turn the camera on, and do a video showing you guys my work EDC. So this is my work EDC setup, with the exception of the saw Gamut. I've just been carrying it lately just because I have it. It looks cool on there, but I'm going to take it off for the time being to show you guys. 99% of the time, this is what I'm carrying. So, a lot of you guys may know or may not know, I work in a fulfillment center. So there's a lot of specific tools, I guess you could say, that I need on a daily basis. And just something I don't, a bunch of stuff I don't want to have to carry in my pockets, and I don't want to have to walk back and forth to different workstations when I need something. So, like many of us, I come prepared even at work. But this, as you can see, is made by Husky. I picked this up at, I believe, Home Depot. But I'm sure you can get these at Home Depot, Lowe's. But this is the Husky 7-pocket utility pouch. That's what they're calling it. Very generic. The actual item number from Husky, though, is HD2066. That is the item number because you go and look up, because it took me forever because I couldn't remember the name of it. So I had to Google it. And it came up a ton of different utility pouches. So if you are specifically looking for this exact one in my video that I use, then that's what it's called. But Husky and a bunch of other companies make a bunch of different ones that, would be just fine. This is just the one that I saw that I picked up. This was $10. Still going for that, I checked. The dimensions on this one are 5 by 9. This is not a review of the pouch, though. I just wanted to give you a brief overview. But it's pretty cool. Has a little hook and loop flap back here for attaching to my belt. Has a little nylon loop up here, I guess, to attach, to hang up when you're not using it. All nylon construction. The back of it has some sort of a piece of plastic in it to keep it a little bit more rigid. You have some rivets in there. You have this front pocket right here. This is where I keep my box cutter. I use this probably the most out of every tool in here, with the exception of my pen. But this thing is pretty cool. It's made by a company called Super Knife. I need to do a dedicated review on this. I got some tape on there. Super Knife is actually bought out by Gerber. You can see the Super Knife. So a lot of these you buy is this exact same looking knife, but I think it'll say Gerber on it. I'm not sure. But I know this is supposed to be made by Gerber. Picked this up off eBay. I think it was like $5. This has been a fantastic box cutter. See, it's a liner lock, aluminum handle scales. It does have a spanner style pivot screw, deep carry pocket clip. Ergonomics are great. It's one of those that has the little spring-loaded locking system to change out your blade. Of course, it can take most, I believe, any size of these changeable box cutter blades. Slip it in there, and you're good to go. Very cool, very smooth. Well, it's not that smooth now because I'm actually missing a screw. But I've been using this every single day. Most of my knives I carry on a daily basis, but I don't actually hard use my knives. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. This one, though, I'm cutting down boxes. I'm cutting thick plastic straps with it every single day for a little over a year and a half. So this thing is really, really held up. I've never retightened the screws, never done any maintenance on this thing because, it gets dirty and, it's like $5. So I just buy another one. But I just really want to see how well it held up. Ergonomics are great. Highly recommend it if you guys are looking into one of these pocket knife, kind of disposable box cutter blade type deals. These really cool. It's a really good one. You can see thumb stud, ambidextrous. I really like it. This is a really good one. I've had a couple of other ones. I've had a Stanley. I've had Husky. Most of those are lock back. I prefer the ease of use and the familiarity of having the liner lock. So very cool. It's been very strong. It has no play. Because you have that in the little bigger pocket right here. 2 smaller pockets. Perfect for holding my super sharp, my king size Sharpie. Constantly writing on boxes or writing notes different stuff like that. So I always have a Sharpie on hand. Like I said, sometimes we have to write custom notes on top of boxes or mark boxes for recycle or put item numbers on boxes. Always using this. So I keep at least one of these on hand. And this bigger, slightly, it's actually the same size pocket. Keep my Coast, let's see, HX5 flashlight. Got this from Walmart. I bought one of these, you know, I frequent my Walmart, and I always go and check the camping section when they have new gear. Saw that this was in, did not see it the night before, picked it up, and I have not seen another one since. They have bigger ones, but none this size. But very simple operating light. This is one of the ones that has the adjustable bezel, so you can have a flood that turns into a concentrated beam just by moving the bezel up and down. Pretty cool. I never really use this inspection beam. I have sometimes looking into a box in pitch darkness when there's paper inside the box, because a lot of times if you're in a pretty dark environment, you have a high concentrated beam reflecting off something bright. It can kind of hurt your eyes a little bit at first. Kind of throw off your adjustment to the darkness. You've merely adopted the darkness. But sweet light. Runs on, I think, 1 AA. Let me just open it up. And yeah, 1 AA. I've been using this thing for months, and I use it daily. It's not as bright, of course, as it was when the battery was fresh, but I use this thing every day. Just keep it clipped on there. It is cool because it does have the reverse or the two-way clip, so you can carry it in your pocket and clip this to a visor or your visor of your hat or anything like that, backpack straps, anything of the sort. So very cool. Use this thing every day. Some parts of that warehouse get kind of dark. You know, if power goes out, I have to open and close a lot. So, you know, in the dark. So like I said, you have to look down and inspect the boxes. You know, it is a warehouse. You're going to get bugs. I've seen some Black Widows. I don't want to, you know, I definitely don't want to mess with that. So I check inside the boxes before I reach my hand in there. Cup of Joe. Starbucks Cafe Verona is the brew of the day. Alright, in this slightly larger pocket right here, this is, I guess, the main compartment. I have a dedicated landline phone that I keep stuffed in here. Just a cordless phone. You know, got to answer calls. People call in with all kinds of questions. So, keep my phone in there. This is my most used tool. This is a pen. Just a standard Inkjoy pen, of course in green. I use that probably the most out of every tool that I carry. That's why I carry quite a few. And these we get at work. We had a deal where we had a bunch of overstock, and we were just going to throw all these pens away. And so I just started using them, so I didn't have to keep bringing my own. So I actually keep a few different ones down in here for backups and backups for my backups. Inside here you have, if you can see, we have these little channels where it's actually elastic material. So perfect for pens. Like I said, there's my backups. That's actually a highlighter. That white one I've had to use a couple of times. It's a highlighter / fine tip Sharpie. Used that one quite a few times. And then behind this main compartment is another elastic flap that runs behind it. And if I can get it out, that's where I keep my field notes. Really getting washed out by the light in the camera. But it's actually a kind of a melon color. I don't know. You guys kind of see it. I don't know why it's getting washed out so bad. But this is where I keep notes. I used to write down a lot of inventory notes in here back when I first started working there. Now, unfortunately, I just kind of know it off the top of my head, so I keep these as really a backup. These are some of my first notes when I first started working there. And some stuff's important, account numbers, stuff like that I may need to reference on the fly. Don't really have it memorized off the top of my head. I have different, you know, phone numbers to FedEx terminal, UPS terminal, stuff like that. I have written down in here. I'm actually going to stuff this back in here. That is really making the camera angry. But I just keep that in there. I barely reference it anymore. But I just keep it there for just in case. You can actually see right there, and I'll get into that here in a second when I show what it looks like on some wear marks. Because I do carry a pocket knife to work. and that's just where this bumps up against it. Lately, I have been carrying my saw Gambit, or Gambit, however you want to pronounce it. I've been clipping this to this little, kind of like molly webbing, this little piece of nylon webbing right here. Just been clipping this on here because it's a really good fit, and I've kind of been using it as a backup utility blade / defense blade. Sometimes I'm there alone, just, you know, odd hours. Drivers come by, you guys never know. This is on my right side. I can just reach down easily, just jerk it and that sounded weird. You guys know what I mean. Take the knife out, deploy it, you're ready to rock and roll. I had to use this the other day actually to cut some thick plastic straps. That karambit shape just really captured that material and cut it, whereas the box cutter blade on this thing was not sharp enough. And just being a Wharncliffe, it didn't, the material kept slipping off of it. I should really get some of the serrated blades for that. But this worked great for that. So glad I had it. Doesn't really take up any space. I can still access the rest of my stuff just fine. And it just looks cool. So I thought, why not? I have it. Why not put it on there? Mainly just for novelty. But just gonna real quick show you guys what it looks like on, just in case you're curious about a system like this and maybe having your own system similar to it. And then here's what it looks like on. Not that bulky. It's really a lot more comfortable than I thought it would be, wearing it every day. And if it was uncomfortable, trust me, I tell you guys, like I said, I have to wear this thing every day. I don't have to, but I choose to. And I barely know it's there. You do have to kind of find yourself cocking your arm out a little bit more. Can't really have your arms down to the side. I'm constantly hitting this thing and bumping into it. The phone, buttons on the phone keep getting pressed. But just subconsciously now, I know just to kind of keep my arm clear of this area. Almost like when you're carrying a gun outside the waistband. You just kind of get a little bit more, I guess, comfortable with, or not comfortable, but you just get in the habit of keeping your arm out of the way over here. So kind of the same deal. And I'm used to carrying a gun outside the waistband. I carried my Kimber on an outside the waistband leather holster for about 1.5 years, 2 years. So I kind of got used to that feeling. So if you're used to carrying a holster, you're going to be fine with this. But this is what I was talking about. I always have a pocket knife, and this kind of rubs a little bit, but it has not wore a hole in the nylon yet. And obviously it hasn't affected the coating on any of my pocket clips. It certainly hasn't scratched it. It's just nylon. But yeah, extremely comfortable. Like I said, it doesn't stick out very much. It's easy to slide around, real easy to take off. If I had one kind of complaint, is that I wish that it was not a hook and loop system to attach it. I wish it was a snap closure or just sewn and you just weave your belt in through that. Because my only complaint is that because of this system, whenever I'm getting off and on the forklift, you can kind of see, and this really only applies to something very specific. This is just my minor nitpick. When I'm sitting down, this is bumping up against the, I guess the top of the forklift when you're sitting down, and it pushes it up, and it hasn't ever come off, but it's made this push up so much before as I started hearing the Velcro start to release. So that could be an issue with some of you if you want a system just like this, that, if you're doing any kind of activity or whatnot, you like my little dance moves there, that you may bump this and knock it off of your belt. That would be kind of hard to do, but it is a possibility. But this is my system. This is what's on me every single day at work. It has been for, I think I've been carrying this actual pouch about a year, almost close to a year. So I love it. If you guys are interested, like I said, I'll try to put a link in the description where you can find this exact pouch. Obviously there are hundreds of other types of pouches like this on the market. This is just one that I happened to see at Home Depot, and it just happened to end up working for me. So I need something like this at work for me. There's that dang train again. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is that there's another flap pocket back behind these series of smaller pockets, and then before you get to the main pocket. Yeah, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And for the person who asked me about if I had a video on this system, here you go, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it answered some questions. Yeah guys, my work EDC. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any further questions, please drop them in the comments. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Stay safe, stay sharp, and God bless. Sherman 614. Peace.